It's our healthcare system judging the worth of people's lives in a way that discriminates against people who have chronic illnesses and disabilities. This week, we're talking about our issue voter bill for February, the Protecting Healthcare for All Patients Act. Welcome, Stephen. Can you tell me a little bit more about what an issue voter bill is?
Sure. And hello, Sarah. Thanks for having me back. Yes, Issue Voter is a non-profit, non-partisan organization, and their mission is to give everybody a voice in our democracy. One of the ways they do that is by summarizing important federal bills, providing opinions for and against, and they put that on their website so that people can better understand what's going on with Congress. Bill Track 50 has a partnership with Issue Voter, so every time they summarize a bill, we put a link to it on our bill page so you can click through and see what they're saying. And every month we focus on one of these bills as our Issue Voter Bill of the Month.
I'm excited to dive into this one today. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but I thought that this particular bill, the Protecting Healthcare for All Patients Act, was making its rounds last year in January of 2023.
Yes, that's right. It was introduced in January 2023, as you say, back when the 118th Congress was all shiny and new and full of hope. And it made its usual journey through various committees and so on until in May, it stalled in committee in the House. But then this month in February 2024, it suddenly made a resurgence and in just 2 days passed through all the various hurdles in the House and transferred across to the Senate. Where it now sits in committee.
Wow, okay. So the bill is back and back in action, it sounds like.
It is.
From what I understand, the focus of this whole entire bill is about this metric that's called the quality adjusted life year. And this metric is already not very popular, right?
That's right, yeah. Quality adjusted life year is a metric that's used in healthcare. And it's a way of deciding whether a particular treatment or drug should be used within a particular healthcare system. And it looks at two different elements. It looks at how much does the drug or treatment improve your quality of life, and how long does it actually extend your life? And it crunches those two elements together to come up with a metric that is the quality adjusted life year. So how many good years effectively does the drug give you?
Is there anywhere that it's not used today?
Well, yes, in fact, it's already highly restricted in the US. So the first thing to understand is that this bill, and in fact the quality measure, is only for federal programs. So it doesn't affect private healthcare. And it's already prohibited for use in Medicare. That was part of Obamacare many years ago, and it's already restricted in Medicaid. But where this bill takes it further is to reassert the prohibition in Medicare, to extend that full prohibition to Medicaid, and also to other federally funded healthcare programs such as CHIP, the Children's Health Insurance Program.
Oh, okay. Interesting. So the other thing that I was reading about this is that the congresswoman who drafted this, Kathy McMorris Rogers, her kind of take on quality is that quality can be used to discriminate against people that have chronic health conditions or disabilities, effectively saying that their lives are worth less, and so they shouldn't be prioritized for care over people who don't have that. Is that kind of the gist of her take there?
I mean, that's basically the thrust of what she says. There's a certain logic there. If you think about treatments for elderly people, treatments for people with chronic conditions and disabilities, cystic fibrosis, Down syndrome, that kind of thing, then the treatments may actually only add a little bit to their life. It may not extend their life very much. It may only improve their life a little bit. But obviously, the people who are suffering from these conditions would argue that that's still very, very worthwhile because it improves their lives a little bit. But if you apply a metric such as this very rigorously, you might find that those people are discriminated against. I mean, it's worth pointing out, though, that there are already clauses within all the laws around Medicare and Medicaid that prohibit such kinds of discrimination.